Hello everyone and welcome back to Christian's Corner and welcome back to Doki Doki Literature Club, the game that is a horror game that's actually now showing its horror aspect that was originally pretending to be something else entirely. So, now, this is where the problems start. So, big flashing warnings. If you have problems dealing with disturbing stuff, probably shouldn't watch this. And make sure you're over the age of consent. Right, now, before we continue with this, last time, Sayori, after Sayori did what she did, I went into the characters folder when I was looking around at the errors that it supposedly threw and found that her character file had disappeared, and then I found this in its place. So, well, in the main folder. Now, I've got a feeling, I have a feeling that that file may have been, because I've played games like this before, that file may have originally been in here as a character file and then been removed and changed into a different file format. If there are any tags in the file in these character files, we might be able to see what it is and then find stuff out. So edit in Notepad. Now you see at the top there, PNG. I'm pretty sure this is an image file. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a copy of this rather than deleting it, because rather than changing the original, because I don't know what effect that will have on the game. I'm going to change this into an image file. Format. Oh look! I was right. What is that? So this image was square was a representation of binary code. White was 0, black was 1. This is what it translates to. Can you hear me? Who are you? I can't see you, but I know you're there. Yeah, you can definitely hear me. You've been watching for a while now, right? I guess I should introduce myself or something. My name is actually... That's stupid. You obviously already know my name, sorry. Anyway, I'm guessing if you were able to put a stop to this, you would have done it by now. I mean, I know you're not like evil or anything, but you've already helped me so much. I should really thank you for that. For everything you've done, you're really like a friend to me, so thank you so much. I think more than anything else, I really don't want it to be all be for nothing. Everyone else is dead. Maybe you already knew that. I'm sure you do actually, but it doesn't have to be that way, right? Well, there's a lot of stuff I don't understand. I don't know I don't know if it's even possible for me to understand it, but I know that this isn't my only story. I can see that now really clearly, and I think everyone else has had the same kind of experience, some kind of deja vu. It's the third eye, right? Pardon. What third eye? Anyway, I could be totally wrong about this, but I really think you might be able to do something. I think you might be able to go back, or however you put it, to go back and tell them what's going to happen. If they know ahead of time, they should be able to avoid it. They should, if they remember their time with me in the other worlds, they should remember what I tell them. Yeah, I really think this might be possible, but it's up to you. I'm sorry for always being, never mind. I know what's wrong. This is my story. It's time to be a effing hero, both of us. What the actual hell? Right. This is interesting because I don't think, although that looks like gibberish, I don't think it is gibberish. That looks like ASCII to me. So we will... Right, let's make a copy of that too. I'm going to find out what's going on with these characters before we continue the game, because I want to know... I want to know what we're up against before we're up against it. I'm going to take this file here. This is encoded data. Detect, report, and decrypt. Okay, the given data appears to be encoded in base 64. Let's decode it. That's what it's doing now, I assume. You said it was base 64, didn't it? So enter your data and then push decode. Right, so this one is from Yuri's file. If you found this note in a small wooden box with a heart on it, then congratulations, you are probably the first person to read this. I didn't really plan on sharing this with anybody, but for some reason I think it's exciting that somebody out there, a complete stranger, will come across this note and read my story. Okay. Someone I will never meet. Sharing such a personal bond with me, I'm fascinated that either one of us could die. What? Even as soon as tomorrow, with the other being completely clueless to the fact. This is weird. To you, my entire life is within this note, and I will live for as long as your memory can carry me. Writing this, I'm wondering if that makes you feel fascinated or violated. It's so exciting. I'm sorry if my story is a bit disorganized, but I'd like to get it down while it's still fresh on my mind. First, I'll tell you a little about myself. I'm a first-year college girl and have led by most standards a pretty unspectacular life up to this point. I grew up in an upper middle class school district with decent teachers. I did track in middle school and some of high school, and I've had 2 boyfriends. Now I'm studying for a career in occupational therapy because I feel the field is undervalued and provides tremendous help to people. I'm giving you this background because there's this strange misconception that if you want to kill someone, then you're either sick in the head or you have anger management issues. Oh God, I don't like where this is going. But it's very apparent to me that I don't fall into either of those categories. It's true that most murder cases are in a domestic setting where someone loses control of their anger or something. But the thing is that those people kill under provocation, whether by a singular outburst or a slow burning series of misfortunes. Those people kill because in that brief moment they want a specific someone for a specific reason to be hurt or killed. What I'm talking about is wanting to kill someone for no specific reason, maybe just to see what it's like. That is fucked up. Yuri, what the hell? Do you ever get that? Question mark. I wouldn't know how others feel because it's not something I ever talked about. But I've been curious about what it's like to do that to someone ever since I was a child. Not doing that to someone, not doing that to anyone in particular, just a random person. It's always just fascinated me that if I put my mind to it, I can approach anyone and in 5 minutes they would be completely gone from this earth. Well, Yuri, you are one fucked up individual. But I've never done so for a couple of reasons. First of all, for most of my life it was logistically impossible for me to do it without getting caught. I only got my driver's license a couple of years ago, and even then the preparation would take too much time, definitely stirring suspicion. It was only once I started college that I realised this was no longer an obstacle. So Yuri's a complete psychopath. Right, good to know. Good to know. Another reason is that I was afraid of causing harm to too many people. What? That's a bit contradictory, isn't it? You might laugh reading that. I did. At how hypocritical it sounds. But let me explain. Why should I feel bad about doing that to someone if they're dead, if they're too dead to care? Why would I be feeling bad for? Who would I be feeling bad for? Contrarily, it's the grief of living that I'd rather not be responsible for. Because of this, I knew it would take a good deal of research before finding a suitable person to do this to, and I've never had the means to do so again until I started college. And now, having just experienced it, what? As in she's just done it? I'd say it was pretty satisfying in the end. Something I would try again? Probably not, since my curiosity has already been satisfied. So she's murdered someone. At some point in her life, she's murdered someone. It really wouldn't be the same a second time. But anyway, if by any chance you're also curious to do this to someone, you're welcome to take notes. Oh my god. I started a hobby of people watching soon after I entered college. People watching is interesting to me because it's taking one of the infinite extras in your life and turning them into a main character without them knowing, of course. It's so easy to forget that every single one of the hundreds of strangers that you pass by every single day has a life story as deep and complex as your own. One thing I noticed about people watching and wanting to do the thing to someone is that you are in more constant awareness of this. When I find a person to observe, their story slowly becomes more clear to me over time. Gaps being filled. So she's a stalker as well. Right, okay. I usually went to grocery stores on weekends and looked around in people's shopping carts. What? If I saw something that interested me, I decided to observe that person for a little bit. Of course, since my goal was to find someone to do bad things to, I ruled out anyone who had children or a partner with them. Right, so she was targeting single people specifically. Okay. Wedding rings, so at least she had some morals, not going after minors. Wedding rings were another telltale sign, so maybe once a weekend I would find someone who fit my criteria, at which point I would follow them home and take notes on and note their address. From there it became incredibly easy to investigate a little bit more. Most people have normal work hours, meaning I could spend afternoons going through their mail or looking around in their house. Oh my god. Oh my god. Yuri is a complete psycho. Several people had one close call, but for varying reasons I didn't really feel satisfied enough with them to do that. I started getting a bit impatient and thought that I might just settle for doing this to the man named Devon. The man named Devon. Even though I didn't really want to do that to someone wealthy, but then I came across someone new, someone who just felt perfect. The feeling only strengthened as I investigated her further. Right. And I knew that she would be one for me to get. A young-looking woman I met at the grocery store. As per usual, she was doing some light shopping with a basket. Her hair was wavy and dark brown, sitting inelegantly on her slumped shoulders and surrounding her tired-looking face. Her bare fingers told me she might be single, but beyond that, my gut was almost certain of it. This woman just seemed so plain, really. I guess I felt a greater acuity for the personal lives of strangers ever since I started my people watching. But the way she carried herself, I just got the feeling that if she suddenly died, nobody would be around to miss her. Of course, I still wanted to investigate a bit further. I followed my usual routine of checking out her place during her work hours. I learned immediately from her mail that her name is Linda Watson. Oh, that's nice. Linda lived in a quiet apartment complex, her mailbox easily accessible right outside her door. Instead of quickly shuffling through it, I decided to take her mail back to my dorm and return it before she was finished with work. She only lived about 15 minutes from me, I did some research and learned how to open and reseal the envelopes without damaging them, which took some technique along with a hairdryer, rubbing alcohol, and Q-tips. Wow, this is like a really messed up situation. I think we get the general idea. There's a lot to read here, and I think it's going to take way too much time. So, the gist is, she did that, and she's a psycho, and she's also mad about knives. If I remember rightly, squished the knife. Okay, yeah, I don't think we need to read any more of that to know exactly, you know, what we're dealing with her. So I'm going to take notes here. Yuri, psycho. Murderer, stalker, very. Right, okay, that's that one. That's that one. That we've found out stuff about Yuri we don't really want to know, but we do anyway. Right, so it's just Natsuki now then. JFIF. What flipping heck is that? I really don't know what I'm looking at there. I do know it looks bloody creepy though. Okay, so that's everybody, isn't it? So that's Natsuki. Right, so now we can dive back in. Also, the other thing that happened after Sayori did what she did is her image became her image became distorted, and this became corrupt, or is made to look like it's corrupt. Apparently I can still load my previous games, but I don't really know what the point of that would be. Ah, that's clever. File error. Characters Sayori.chr is missing or corrupt. Oh, they didn't force me into a new game anyway. What the? Oh dear, so the music's gone weird. And I've just got... What the flipping heck is this? I see an annoying girl running towards me from the distance, waving her arms in the air like she's totally oblivious to any attention she might draw to herself. The girl is my neighbour and good friend since we were children. You're the kind of friend you'd never see yourself making today, but it just kind of works out because you've known each other so long. We used to walk to school together on days like this, but starting around high school, she would oversleep more and more frequently, and I would get tired of waiting up. But if she's going to chase after me like this, I almost feel better off running away. However, I just sigh and idle in front of the crosswalk and let catch up to me. Hey, you fucking no! What the flipping it just happened? Okay, let's continue. It's an ordinary school day like any other. Mornings are usually the worst, being surrounded by couples and friend groups walking to school together. Meanwhile, I've always walked to school alone. Okay, so Sayori's now been erased from existence. I always tell myself it's about time I meet some girls or something like that, but I have no motivation to join any clubs. I'm perfectly content just getting by on the average while spending my free time on games and anime. There's always the anime club, but it's not like there would be any girls in it anyway. Oh, what the flipping heck is going on? The school day is ordinary as ever, and it's over before I know it. After I pick up my things, I stare blankly at the wall, looking for an ounce of motivation. Me, clubs. There really aren't any that interest me. Besides, most of them would probably be way too demanding for me to want to deal with. I guess I have no choice but to start with the anime club. Question mark, question mark, question mark, Chris. Hey! Now you can pack that in immediately, miss. Or there's gonna be trouble. Oh, I don't like it when people pixelate themselves in front of me. It's a bit weird, if you ask me. Monica, what do you want? Monica, oh my goodness, I totally didn't expect to see you here. Oh, no, of course not. Don't do the pose. I don't care if you're a sentient AI or a magical fairy from the land of moons. Just don't do it. It's been a while, right? She says. Me. Yeah, it has. Monica smiles sweetly in that way that I don't like, and then we do not know each other. We do not know each other. Well, we rarely talked, but we were in the same class last year. Monica was probably the most popular girl in class. Mark, beautiful, athletic. Basically completely out of my league, so having her smile at me so genuinely feels a little weird. Me, what did you come in here for anyway? Monica, oh, I've just been looking for some supplies to use for my club. Do you know if there's any construction paper in here? I don't know what construction. Or markers? Me, I guess I could check the closet. You're in the debate club, right? Monica, haha, about that. I actually quit the debate club. Me, really? You quit? Monica, yeah, to be honest, I can't stand all the politics of the major clubs. It feels like nothing but arguing about the budget and publicity, how to prepare for events. I'd much rather take something I personally enjoy and make something special out of it in that case. Me, in that case, what club did you decide to join? Monica, actually, I'm starting a new one, a literature club. Hey, you. It's funny, actually, because the game's now got a totally different feel to it to what it had previously. A literature club? Me, literature? That sounds kind of dull. How many members do you have so far? Monica, don't do the pose. Monica, it's actually kind of embarrassing, but it's only 3 of us so far. It's really hard to find new members for something that sounds so boring. Me, well, I can see that. Monica, but it's really not boring at all, you know? Literature can be anything. Reading, writing, poetry. I mean, one of my members even keeps her manga collection in the club room. Me, wait, really? Monica, yeah, it's funny, right? She always insists that manga is literature too. Well, of course it is. Of course it is. She was the one that just now said that it can be anything. I mean, she's not wrong, I guess. And besides, a member's a member, right? Me, did Monica say she? Monica, hey Chris, by any chance are you still looking for a club to join? Me, I mean, I guess so, but Monica, in that case, is there any chance you do me a big favour pulling the naughty pose of wonder? Look, you, I've warned you about that pose many times. Right, okay, let's carry on. I won't ask you to join, but if you could at the very least visit my club, it would make me really happy. Please? Me, well, I guess I have no reason to refuse. Besides, how could I ever refuse someone like Monica? Maybe because she's a raging psycho. Not quite as much as Yuri is, but still. Me, sure, I guess I could check it out. Monica, you're really sweet, Chris, you know that? Yeah, me, it's nothing really. Monica, shall we go then? I'll look for the materials another time. You're more important. Yeah, because you totally didn't just come in here and talk to me at all, did you? No, of course not, you crazy lunatic person. And thus today marks the day I sold my soul to Monica and her irresistible smile. I timidly follow Monica across the school upstairs. The school and upstairs, a section of the school I rarely visit, being generally used for third-year classes and activities. Monica, full of energy, swings open the classroom door. Yes, she does, you know. Monica, I'm back, you know. I'm back, and I brought a guest with me. Hey, you're fucking stop doing that. It keeps catching me off guard. Girl 1, a guest. Girl 2, seriously, you brought a boy? Way to kill the atmosphere. Oh, God. Yuri, you are a crazy person. I don't want to be anywhere near you after what I read about you. I've been hearing some very weird things about you, miss. With your knife collections and your murdering. Oh, I know all about it, I do. Monica, don't be mean, Nazuki. But anyway, welcome to the club, Chris. Me, ... All words escape me in this situation. This club is full of incredibly cute girls. So, let me guess, girl 2 says, you're Monica's boyfriend, right? Me, what? No, I'm not. Girl 1, Nazuki. The girl with the sour attitude whose name is apparently Nazuki is one I don't recognise. Her small finger makes me think she's probably a first year. Monica, anyway, this is Nazuki, energetic as usual. And this is Yuri, the vice president. Oh, Yuri's now vice president. Well, that's not good, is it? We don't want murderous, knife-wielding vice presidents to stalk people, do we? That like human experimentation camps. No, we do not. We do not want that. Yuri, it's nice to meet you. Yuri, who appears comparably more mature and timid, seems to have a hard time keeping up with someone like Nazuki. Yes, she's also a crazy person. Hey! Me. Yes. Yeah, it's nice to meet both of you. Monica, so I ran into Chris in a classroom and he decided to come and check out the club. Isn't that great? Nazuki, wait, Monica, didn't I tell you to let me know in advance before you brought anyone new? I was going to, well, you know. Monica, sorry, I didn't forget that, but I just happened to run into him. Yuri, in that case, I should at least make some tea, right? Monica, yeah, that would be great. Why don't you come sit down, Chris? The girls have a few desks arranged to form a table. Yuri walks to the corner of the room and opens the closet. Meanwhile, Monica and Nazuki sit across from each other. Still feeling awkward, I take a seat next to Monica. Monica, so, I know you didn't really plan on coming here, but we'll make sure you feel right at home, okay? As president of the literature club, it's my duty to make the club fun and exciting for everyone. Me, I'm surprised there aren't more people in the club yet. It must be hard to start a new club. Monica, you could put it that way. Not many people are very interested in putting out all of the effort to start something brand new, especially when it's something that doesn't grab your attention like literature. You have to work to convince people that you're both fun and worthwhile. But it makes school events like the festival that much more important. I'm confident that we can all really grow this club before we graduate. Right, Nazuki? Nazuki, well, I guess. But Nazuki reluctantly agrees. Such different girls, all interested in the same goal. Monica must have worked really hard just to find these two. Yuri returns to the table, carrying a tea set. She carefully places a teacup in front of each of us before setting down the teapot in the middle. Me, you keep a whole tea set in the classroom? Yuri, don't worry, the teachers give us permission after all. Doesn't a hot cup of tea help you enjoy a good book? Me, I guess. Monica, ha ha ha, don't let yourself get intimidated. Yuri's just trying to impress you. Yuri, that's not... Insulted, Yuri looks away. I mean that, you know. Me, I believe you. Well, tea and reading might not be a pastime for me, but I at least enjoy tea. Yuri, I'm glad. Yuri faintly smiles to herself in relief. Yuri, so Chris, what kinds of things do you like to read? Me, well, considering how little I've read over the past few years, I don't have a good way to answer that question. Manga, I say, I mutter quietly, half joking. Nazuki's head suddenly perks up. It looks like she wants to say something to me, but she keeps quiet. Yuri, not much of a reader, I guess. Well, that can change. What am I saying? I spoke without thinking after seeing Yuri's sad smile. Me. Anyway, what about you, Yuri? Well, let's see. Yuri traces the rim of her teacup with her finger. My favourites are usually novels that build a deep and complex fantasy worlds. The level of creativity and craftsmanship behind them is amazing to me, and telling a good story in such a foreign world is equally impressive. Yuri goes on, clearly passionate about her reading. She seems so reserved and timid since the moment I walked in, but now it's obvious by the way her eyes light up as she finds her comfort in the world of books, not people. Yuri, but you know, I like a lot of things. Stories with a deep psychological element usually immerse me as well. Isn't it amazing how a writer can so deliberately take advantage of your own lack of imagination to completely throw you for a loop? Anyway, I've been reading a lot of horror lately. Me, I read a horror book once. I desperately asked for something I can relate to at the minimal level. At this rate, you really might as well be having a conversation with a rock. Monica, haha, I'd expect that from you, Yuri. It suits your personality. Yuri, oh, is that so? Really, if a story makes me think or takes me to another world, then I really can't put it down. Surreal horror is often very successful at changing the way you look at the world, if only for a brief moment. I hate horror, Natsuki says. Yuri, oh, why is that? Well, just... Natsuki's eyes dart over to me for a split second. Never mind. Monica, that's right. You usually like to write about cute things, don't you, Natsuki? What? Natsuki says. What gives you that idea? Monica, you left a piece of scrap paper behind last club meeting. Monica, it looked like you were working on a poem called... Natsuki, don't say it out loud. And give that back. Monica, fine. Me, Natsuki, you write your own poems? Natsuki, well, I guess sometimes. Why do you care? Chris, I think that's impressive. Why don't you share them sometime? Natsuki, no! Natsuki averts her eyes. You wouldn't like them. Me, not very confident, I guess. Yuri, I understand how Natsuki feels. Sharing that level of writing takes more than just confidence. The truest form of writing is writing to oneself. You must be willing to open up to your readers, exposing your vulnerabilities and sharing the deepest reaches of your heart. Monica, do you have writing experience too? Maybe if you share some of your work, you can set an example and help Natsuki feel more comfortable, feel comfortable enough to share hers. Yuri, ... I guess it's the same for Yuri. We all sit in silence for a moment. You're doing the pose. Hey, I got an idea. How about this? Natsuki and Yuri are both like, what? Natsuki and Yuri look quizzically at Monica. Monica, let's all go home and write a poem of our own. The next time we meet, we'll all share them with each other. That way everyone is even. Natsuki, Yuri, ... Monica, I mean, I thought it was a good idea. Yuri, well, I think you're right, Monica. We should probably start finding activities for all of us to participate in together. I did decide to take on the responsibility of vice president after all. I need to do my best to nurture the club, as well as its members. Besides, now we have a new member. It seems like a good step for us to take. Do you agree as well, Chris? Me, hold on, there's still one problem. Monica, what's that? Now we've reached the most important topic. I bluntly come forth with what's been on my mind the entire time. I never said I would join this club. Monica may have convinced me to stop by, but I never made any decision. I still have other clubs to look at, and I lose my train of thought. All three girls stare back at me with dejected eyes. Monica, but Yuri, I'm sorry, I thought. Natsuki, me, eh? The girls exchange glances before Monica turns back to me. I guess I need to tell you the truth, Chris. The thing is, we don't have enough members yet to form an official club. We need 4, and I've been trying really, really hard to find new members. And if we don't find one more before the festival, me, ... I'm defenseless against these girls. How am I supposed to make a clear-headed decision when it's like this? I would feel terrible letting everyone down in this situation. And besides, the club itself seems pretty relaxed. So if writing poems is the price I need to pay in order to spend every day with these girls, right? Okay, I've decided then I'll join the club. One by one, the girls' eyes light up. Oh my goodness, really? Monica says. Do you really mean that? Me, yeah. It could be fun, right? Yuri, you really did scare me for a moment. Scare you? You're a flippin' mental case, you are. Natsuki, I mean, if you were really just left after all this, I would be super pissed. Monica, Chris, I'm so happy we can become an official club now. Thank you so much for this. You're really amazing. I'll do everything I can to give you a great time, okay? I don't think you should do that. I think you should stay away from me and not be weird. You are a creepy person, but you're creepier. You in the middle. Chris, thanks, I guess. Monica, okay, everyone. I think that with that we can officially end today's meeting on a good note. Everyone remember tonight's assignment. Write a poem to bring to the next meeting so we can all share. Monica looks over at me once more. Monica, Chris, I look forward to seeing how you express yourself. Yeah, good. can I really impress class star Monica with my mediocre writing skills? I don't think I want to. I already feel the anxiety welling up inside me. Meanwhile, the girls continue the chit-chat as Yuri cleans up the tea set. Me, I guess I'll be on my way then. Monica, okay, I'll see you tomorrow then. Can't wait. Bye. Yeah, you be weird somewhere else now. With that, I depart the club room and make my way home. The whole way, my mind wanders back and forth between the three girls, Nazuki, Yuri, and of course, Monica. Will I really be happy spending every day after school in the literature club? Perhaps I'll have the chance to grow closer to one of these girls. Yeah, I don't think I want to because they're all fucking crazy. Maybe. I'm not sure about Nazuki right now because I don't know what that image meant. I'm going to have to look into that later. Alright! I just need to make the most of my circumstances and I'm sure good fortune will find me. I don't think it's going to find me at all. But I guess that starts with writing a poem tonight. Oh, this is going to be weird. This is going to be some... You have unlocked a special poem. Would you like to read it? Yes. I can't convince myself to go to therapy when I'm the happiest I've ever been. I'd rather keep this up until I blow my cover and someone takes me to the emergency room. Okay. I'm going to be watching you these chibis very carefully when I'm doing this. Scars. Yuri. Disorientated. Vivid. Love. Lying. Horror. Covert, rather. Judgment. Question. Whisper. Doki Doki. Contamination. Together. Email. What's that doing on there? Email. Insight. Imagination. Incongruence. Depression. Fun. Active. That was weird. Alright, yeah, good. Right, I think, ladies and gentlemen, because I did the dive at the beginning, I think that's probably where I'm going to leave this episode. Thank you all so much for watching. If you're enjoying the series, let me know in the comments and hit the like button so I know that you are, because otherwise I don't know who you are. If you're not, then don't, because that'd be silly. As always, I will see you next time. And I hope that this isn't going to get really weird as things go on. It's already starting to look like it's going to be a completely different feel this time.